One. All right. And we're golden, more or less.
Hello, I'm Paul from God Inspired Games.
Hi, I'm Zach from Alkane Studios, LLC.
And welcome to our Livecast.
Bet all of you are super excited for today being interesting.
Yes, Zach is actually snowed in. I had to put my tire chains, which are actually cables, on my tires today, snow chains, because it was we got a bit of some snowfall last night and this morning, so there was a bunch of snow on the ground, and it's still really slippery out. So, and there's still a bunch of snow on the ground. Anyway, so Zach couldn't. He lives up on a hill. He couldn't get out at all.
I probably could have after a while.
We're still doing the live cast, and we're going to do it. I have a camera at the office because I didn't make it into the office. That's my daughter in the background, and Zach is going to be doing it from home. He does not have a camera at home, so
nope. It's at the office. If Paul were to lean back ever so slightly, you can't see it with the sliding on. No. But just to the right of his little pop filter there, on top of that monitor there, you can't see it like at all. Like it's so cleverly blends in with the blue.
No, it blends in with those things. Yeah.
Yep, it's right there, right at the edge of the blue.
That's where we do the podcast. So.
Yep.
But let's go ahead and get started. Today's February 9th. We're going to do some stuff live cast.
Welcome to Some Stuff Pcast. Some Stuff Live Pcast.
If you can think of a good name for us to change our live cast, you let us know. So today's scripture reading, which is what we always start with, is it's about strength. There's multiple scriptures, and I'm going to start with Psalms 46, verses 1 through 3. God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth give way and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam and the mountains quake with their surging. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run into it and are safe. That's from Proverbs 18:10. Nehemiah 8:10. Do not grieve, for the joy of the Lord is your strength. Isaiah 14:10. I see a lot of 10s here. Hold on. Okay, Isaiah 14:10. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Exodus 15:2. The Lord is my strength and my song. He has given me victory. This is my God, and I will praise him. My Father's God, and I will exalt him. There's much more on here on strength and trusting in God, but I thought I should add that today because there are a lot of people today that are in trouble and trouble in life, not in general. They're dismayed, and these scriptures will help you trust in God and know that He gives you strength. So. Beta testing. Jumping right into it. We decided to do something. We talked about doing this a long time ago, but I think I'll let Zach talk about this.
Testing?
It has to do with the beta build.
Which part?
The fact that we have the beta build up about a week prior now.
Right. So it's a little more robust, I guess, for now. What I started doing is I started adding in some minor features here and there to see what people thought. If they were a part of the beta group, you'd get to see all the new stuff that we had in there. For example, if you look on there now on the screen, or not now, but on the screen, you'll have a few of the new graphics that we have implemented into the game at the moment. It's still a growing list, but I've added in a few new graphics, as well as added in those, I guess, some minor bug fixes on the weapons that we added. And I should probably check my emails to see if we got anybody who made note of what we all had. Which, by the way, I had to have a fix in there for the weapons because I didn't notice this until after we had pushed everything, which partially my fault. But some of the weapons you couldn't equip.
No, okay.
So I had a fun little thing going on there. But, you know, I fixed it real quick. It's in the beta build. It'll be a fix for this week. So there was that. I have a list of all the things that I changed, but that list is at the office.
So we'll do the update. We'll do the update, then post for it, I guess. Or maybe I can find that list and
That's on my computer. I can pull it up here in a second. Yeah, I can pull it up on my computer real quick, but I'm going through and making sure everything.
All right. Well, before we go live with the next build, we'll go ahead and I want to have that post ready so we can do both at the same time.
Right.
All right. So that's what we're doing with the beta builds. The Programmer's Corner. Got anything for the Programmer's Corner, Zach?
There wasn't a whole lot that I actually did for that technically. It was mostly in-house stuff, I guess you could say. So, well, not in-house. It was all internal. So it was mostly just kind of adding in the quests that we had written down for common events. So getting those implemented. I think about three or so this time around.
Yep.
So yeah.
All right. Well, that's good. Update. The update. What? So this week you added new content?
I added a few. No. Let me see here. I added, I think, one more thing, and that was for. And that was for something. Right. The player's cellar. I wanted to add in a few things there for checks. I'm gonna add in a few secret things in there. So or not secret things, but things you can go in and do to check your progress in the game so that your saves match up with everything. So that way we can stop doing new game if doing new game stuff, or if you do have to do a new game, you can go to your the player's cellar and go through and check and see what all progress you made from previous saves. I'm still working on that. I'm thinking I'll probably have that in the cellar. That, or I'll have it as further progress later.
Okay.
But yeah, it's getting confusing. That's why I was we were talking earlier. That's why I was not liking certain things how they were set up. So.
Yep, and we're getting close. We have at March 1st, we're shooting for the release date.
That's in like 3 weeks, by the way.
So yeah, that's pretty close. We actually want to have the beta build done a week prior to full release, so we can get a bunch of the bugs out. We'll still be working on the bug, or Zach, still be working on the bugs shortly after release for about a couple weeks. But we're going to be hitting the next game pretty hard. So the next title we'll be working on, we're going to be building that. We're going to be working hard on that starting the very beginning of March. So we'll see how that goes. You also added quests and new graphics. So you got one quest in, right?
I have one quest in, and I had to rewrite it. That's why it's taking me so long. I guess it's not rewriting it as in I went through and I had to rewrite the common event, but I had to rewrite how I was implementing it into the game. So that was what really took me the longest amount of time. So what I mean by that is I had to go into the elder person. I think I can actually do something interesting here. This may or may not work well.
Oh.
But I'm gonna try it, and we're gonna see how this works.
like a screen share thing, or are you gonna? Oh, you're gonna pop it up on the screen.
Yep, more or less.
Okay.
Yeah. So go ahead and talk about something while I'm setting that up.
Okay. Also, you forgot to put the cover art on the screen, or you took it off. I don't know. I might have missed that. So, yeah, we got some new graphics from Eric. So good job, Eric. Thank you very much for all the hard work.
I can actually
Marketing.
pull that up real quick.
So, what's that?
I can pull that up real quick.
Okay.
There you go. It's up.
So marketing website. We spoke with our social media marketing person today, Jen, and we were able, and Gabe. We talked to Gabe too as a consultant, and we're working on changing the website up a little bit and having our landing page. I think we're going to have the landing page on. Yeah, that looks good. I think we're going to have the landing page on. Take you to the game page at gigames.org. So it'll be like gigames.org/games. And that will take you so you can actually purchase it, or you can look at it, see what it's about. A whole bunch of different stuff on there. And it'll have you so you can purchase it at the 3 places that it's available right now, which is Amazon, Steam, and itch.io. So that would be good. Still working on a press kit. We still don't have one that's good now. I want to actually make that part of the website because that's pretty much what we do as game developers. We put the press kit as part of the website, and then we send an email out to all the major, well, pretty much anyone we can. I mean, you can send out a ton of press kits to different reporting agencies like PC Gamer. You can send them to streamers, whole 9 yards. And YouTubers. So yes, we're trying to get a couple YouTubers to look at it, or a bunch to look at Flood the Prequel, so that and get them to do it before release. So we're gonna try to get that out to them. So hopefully they can get some videos out before it's available, before the final copy is available. So they'll get that last beta.
Okay. So
they can be the first ones really to play it, other than our beta testers.
Yeah. All right.
So
I think
that's going to be Jax. Jax what?
Who's Jax?
I don't know.
Jacksepticeye.
Oh,
I don't know. They're pretty big names though. I don't know.
Jacksepticeye. Well, I mean, we're gonna send it out to a bunch of YouTubers.
I don't know if they'd be willing to look at it. I don't mean to be negative Nancy on this one, but
I
they might,
try to contact them.
You have better luck with that.
All right. Well, maybe I'll do it. But either way, I want to have a press kit ready. Yeah, I want to have all that ready.
Yeah, having one wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah, we'll send it out to a bunch of YouTubers. Might even do that that verification thing we started to at the beginning, but we'd have a press kit to put on there.
Right.
Once we get the press kit, we'll go ahead and get that built on that verification site and just get it out there. Just get it. So.
Right.
That's all part of marketing. So I went and spoke with the corporate attorney today. Still working on raising investors. I needed to know what legal structure I needed to change to. Luckily, I don't have to change anything because part of the LLC when I first got it approved with the state was that I can add members pretty much at will. So there's no need to change the actual structure of the LLC. I do need to update the bylaws though for that, but that's all in-house. And she's going to let me know what else needs to be done. I've got a contractor looking into actually getting investors. So hopefully we'll see where that goes from there.
Yeah, it's a lot of things. Yeah.
Yep.
Talking a lot.
So are you ready to take over?
Well, I've been ready for a while, actually.
Oh, well, okay. All right, go ahead. And I'm sorry, guys. I'm kind of monotone today. My back went out yesterday, so I'm working with a really it might be a pinched nerve or something, but it's very painful.
I keep telling him that
I'm not as animated as I usually am.
Yeah, I keep telling him we could have postponed it, but he's not going for it. I don't know why.
Nope. Consistency is key.
Yeah. but
it probably will be a short live cast today, though.
Yeah, probably. Mostly because of just all the things that I have to do.
Go ahead and show them what you got on the screen there.
So this is pretty much the thing that I meant for whenever I'm talking about things that happen behind the scenes or things that aren't programming. They're not. It's more visual based. So everything that we do is through a lot of these types of interfaces. So, for instance, if we go through and we add in our common events or our cinematics, they're all run through our common events, which are set up in our database here. So they're all set up through here. And each one has its own little cutscene, or is a cutscene in and of itself. And some of them have their different checks. For example, here, this one just does a simple check to see if you found the person you're looking for. Back when you found her. And all this does is it's if you have that switch on, then it runs this code here. And then that turns on. See, what I had to do recently was to update it for when you do your save games. So we can separate it out so that you don't have to do a new game every time. Is I have to go through and I have to add in these little switches here, which, yeah, it doesn't look like we have a lot. There's not a whole lot of them filled up here, but we have a lot. We have at least 44, and then we have another every so often just to make sure that they don't interfere with each other. But basically what I have to do is I have to go through and make sure that certain scripts are on. And the reason why I do that is so that I can come into each of these events, which is where the player talks to the person, the event, basically, they start the event. For here, it starts this event, and it kind of goes through and does that common event right there. Now, what I originally had was control self switches, which work for self-contained things like a fire or an item pickup or something simple where it's all self-contained. These common events here, they're not self-contained, and the further progress you make, the more of these switches get turned on. So I start, rather than moving them into the self-contained, I do my control switches inside the common event. That way I don't have to actually make sure it's all working through here. I know that when this is called, when that's done, it'll be true. So I can go over into the next page. I basically create a new page and set, if this is true, then this will show up. If this is true, then this will show up. If this is true, this will show up. So I have to make sure everything works out all right.
Okay.
So for this one, this is one that I kind of did a little while ago, is setting up for the travel peril. I guess a minor spoiler, but you'll know where to go for this one particular quest.
It's a good thing this falls under Programmer's Corner.
Yeah. There's a lot that goes on, and I have to go through and make sure everything works out. And even just this far, I still can't quite finish this out either. So I have to go through, right, and I have to go through back into here and do this check. I have to still set this up, which if I'm correct, this is already done. And that's the hard part, is this is how the quests are used.
What common event is that?
This common event?
No, the one that's on the screen behind you. Or behind the setting screen or whatever it is.
This one?
All All right. I guess I wasn't clear. Never mind. It's okay.
Yeah.
No, I was referring to the actual what the build behind it, behind that whole window. Like if you cancel out of that window. What is that? Is that the Elder quest?
Yep. That was the Elder quest.
Okay.
And
all right,
and it's also, I think, going to be the end of the Travel Peril quest. That way it's all just in the same area, and we don't have to go, and the player doesn't have to go look for it too far or get lost.
And the Straw and Hay quest, the end for that is on a different map too. So.
Yep.
But I think I don't know if we did it yet, but I think we're going to put that in the. We might have already put it in there.
Right.
In the text chat or the chatting or whatever, I can't remember what it's called. But we'll put it in there so you know where to turn in the quest. The quests after that, I just wrote 2 more yesterday. 3 more. 2. I don't remember. I wrote a couple more yesterday. And those actually, it's a lot easier to find out where to go because I put. Once you talk to someone in the town, I won't say who, but they'll send you to the next quest, and that person will send you to where you're supposed to go next, and so on and so forth.
Right.
There's only 2 more quests to write, so I still have to put that in common events. The ones that I wrote already. I think you're 2 or 3 behind where I'm at right now.
I think so. Yeah.
So we got a lot of work to do in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
We got to get that up. So, but yeah, that's amazing. What y'all just saw that Zach pulled up was the RPG Maker MV. That's the game engine we're using for Flood the Prequel. It's not the game engine we're using for our next game, but it works really well for what we're doing with Flood the Prequel. Right. With the budget.
Yep.
So
it works for what we have for now.
Yep. It was a good starting point.
Specific project anyway.
Yep. And if you're a hobbyist or anything and you want to get started making video games, RPG Maker is actually a good tool. You can also make concept if you really wanted to. You could do concept in RPG Maker and then move over to Unity or Unreal Engine.
It's another
game, like a 2D isometric or top-down view game. You can also put maps on there, all sorts of stuff. But I'm digressing. Let's move on. So we talked about marketing. We talked about the updates, Programmer's Corner, new game. We don't have much to add. Zach taught me a little bit actually about doing graphics within Unity, 3D graphics.
I taught you very, very minor stuff that is
basic stuff, but I can move on from there. So it's a good start. I am not the artist. I'm just trying to learn so that I know what the artist needs to do, basically, and what all it entails, so I can come up with realistic goals for the artist. Right. So and they're going to be way faster than I am, so and more talented.
Hopefully.
But it's good to know the basics, and that's another thing for everybody out there. If you do want to start a game company, indie game company or something, and you're not a programmer or a graphic artist like me, I recommend what Zach did, and that is. I recommend what Zach recommends, and that's go ahead and make a game in RPG Maker. It doesn't have to be a big one.
Well,
just a couple.
It's not just RPG Maker. It's the engine that you're going to be using. If you're going to be if you're starting a company in the video game industry, or really any industry, you should have a solid knowledge in every task you're going to be asking people to do. You shouldn't just hire people and expect things to be done. That's not going to work. That's not how anything happens. You have to at least know a little bit about what you're talking about, have at least a direction so you know what needs to be done for it to get done. Like, you can't just walk into something and say, I want to do this, and then just it magically appear in front of you.
We're going to have to talk about management styles later. I don't want to get into that right now.
Right.
But yeah, it's good to have at least a base understanding of what your people are doing. It's the same way when I was in the military.
It's the same thing for anything.
Like any business. But you don't need to be an expert in the field to manage people.
And that's not what I'm saying either.
Okay.
That's not what I said.
But again, I don't really want to get into that. My back is killing me.
Yeah. What I said was you have to have at least a solid knowledge of what you're doing, or what you're asking of people.
So in Unity, what Zach built and I was playing around with was the concept, which is basically like it's basically a playable level for our next game. And it's, I mean, when I say basic, it's very basic. There's very little stuff.
There's not a whole lot there.
But that's okay. I mean, that's where you start. You make basically a playable demo.
Where did we start?
We started by throwing features around. We wanted to know what kind of game we wanted to make.
But I mean, after that, after we decided what features we wanted in the game, what was the next thing we did?
I don't recall.
I pulled out a piece of paper. I drew a map on it.
Oh yeah, we did basically a tabletop test.
Yep.
So
For bigger games and bigger projects, I always do that. Yep. That's just to make sure that the game is fun. If you're not having any fun doing a test like that, then you might want to go back and rethink your loop, your game loop, or your game.
All right, Zach. I'm gonna bring it to an end now. I'm sorry. I'm gonna cut it off.
Oh yeah.
We're like I said, this is gonna be a short podcast or live cast today. Because I gotta get home. So, all right. What's your lasting thought for the day?
Oh. I didn't have enough time to come up with mine. You go first. All right.
My lasting thought for the week, excuse me, is this. It's a quote, which it always is. If you go through life convinced that your way is always best, all the new ideas in the world will pass you by. That is a quote from Akio Morita. So, and it's absolutely true. You can't be closed-minded to new ways of doing things or new ideas just because you think your way is the best, because nothing will ever get done. There's no innovation there. There's no progress. So yeah, definitely. I completely agree with it. So anyway, Zach, you got anything?
Sure. Those who are hardest to love need it the most. Socrates.
Oh, there you go. That's a good one. Very philosophical.
Insert awesome metaphor here.
I have a quote.
Mia has a quote. Hold on.
You can change your hair and you can change your clothes. It's a quote from Miley Cyrus.
Oh, never mind. All right. So on that note, we're going to go ahead and close it off or end it. This is Paul from God Inspired Games.
And this is Zach from Alkin Studios, LLC.
And as always, God bless.
We'll see you guys next time.
Yep. Hopefully I'll be feeling better.
Yeah. Till next time.
Oh, and Mia in the background.
Yep. Everyone says bye. Bye.